Mr. Kenneth Evans, how are you today?
Excellent. How about yourself, Judd?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to spend some time together right now on this video. I know it's going to have tremendous impact on a lot of people watching it. So I really appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thanks for asking and having us do it. I appreciate it.
Right on. Well, listen, where are you located? Where are you located right now?
A little town called Eden in Georgia. It's one of those little towns on the outskirts of Savannah.
Right on, right on. Well, why don't you kind of tell us a little bit about your past, you know, your where you come from and how you essentially how you're standing there today right now on this parking lot that your whole crew is beautifully maintaining that parking lot asset in the background.
Well, this is just one of the crews. We run 2 to 3 crews normally, but this is one crew out here on this, or one team. It's a team. These guys don't work for me; they work with me. So that's how we do it here. But my background, you know, I went to college, got an accounting degree as a means to an end because I wanted to be a pilot. Joined the military. I flew Apache helicopters in the Army for 20 years. I retired from the Army in 15. I worked a couple of jobs that didn't really suit me, I guess. You know, stuck indoors at one of them. Another one was outside work, which I really enjoyed, like being outdoors. But you know, there were some changes in the market, so that one didn't keep up. So we got downsized out of a job. That was in what, 2016, I think. I went in business in 2017, and it's been building ever since. You know, I got a little background. I'd done some parking lot work in the past. My cousin's got a business doing this also in Virginia, and I'd learned from him. And I guess my very first one I did was some commercial property my dad had where his business was, with rollers and, I mean, you know, everything the hard way as a teenager. And
yeah,
and got people asking me to do theirs. So I kind of went back to something that I was like, well, I know how to do this. And with some help from you guys at Asphalt Kingdom and my cousin guided me along the way and all, you know, just help from other people helped get it here.
It's fantastic, man. So this journey, you know, you come out of the military, you come into a world, you know, where you're a veteran, right? Coming out
Yes,
into
sir.
this world. What was the asphalt maintenance business something that was attractive to you because somebody had talked to you really about the depths of going into it, or was it more about you knowing about it from the past? Like, how did you really make the decision to start building an asphalt maintenance company?
I think the way it kind of came about for me was, you know, I'd seen the success my cousin had in it, and I saw what his name's Larry. I saw what Larry had done with his. And I just wanted to do that. He had been talking to me about it for years. And so I started researching it a little bit more. And I decided to go work with him a little bit and get my feet back in it. And I just saw how it was going for him. And I was like, well, maybe I should be doing this. You know, things just keep going, looking that direction for me. So here's a funny story. I don't know what everybody or anyone watching this, what your religious beliefs are. I'm a Christian. But you know, I pray about a lot of things, and I prayed about, you know, is this the right thing for me to do? And you know, I'm not one of those that just gets that feeling. I said, hey God, I need a sign, and it was probably about within 10 minutes of me asking for that sign, Larry calls me up and he says, hey man, he says, you need to do this. And I said, okay, well, I guess that's my sign. So let's go ahead and jump in. So I jumped in with both feet and just worked it.
Well, I
slow start like a lot of
too.
businesses can be, but it takes a while to get going. But once you build some momentum, I mean, you know, the phone rings and we do great work for people, and we get requests off of the work we do. We don't even really advertise.
That's so incredible. So like when you finally made the decision that you were going to do this and go after it, and you were really going to go into it, did you think at that time that it was something, you know, did you think that it would ever turn out to be the way it is right now, years later?
Absolutely.
Like, how many years has it been?
Absolutely not. I thought that I would probably just do, you know, 2 or 3 jobs a month if I was lucky. And I figured, you know, I'd probably work maybe half the month, which being retired from the military it was actually pretty attractive to me to think of it in those terms. But, you know, I work all the time now. If you won't work, you can get work in this business if you really do well and take care of your customers. I mean, you got to put the quality into what you're doing and the care and the attention. But if you do that, the work is out there. People have to maintain their properties for insurance purposes, for liability purposes. We get jobs where they're like, hey, the lender came by and the lender said we need to fix A, B, and C on our commercial property. And so we'll fix A, B, and C for them, whether it's patching or possibly sealing or filling in some cracks. Maybe they need to redo the striping. But, you know, there's outside forces that drive what needs to be done on a lot of commercial properties. The one we're at in particular, you know, the property owner wants it done. It's taking care of his tenants that are renting out his property, that's leasing the property from him. So this adds value to that property. It makes it much more attractive, you know, like the welcome mat for the customer. You know, it makes the place look nicer. And not only that, it will protect his investment.
Man, I'm telling you, we need to start like a TV series of like called Pounding the Pavement the Right Way. You know, that would be awesome. But you know, Kenneth,
then I wouldn't have time to work.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Kenneth, you know, I think a lot of people watching this are also going to ask the question, you know, do you need $100,000 budget to get started in this business to actually get going? Like, or can you start and work your way up as you're learning step by step, as we say, baby steps towards your growth? Do you believe that, you know, like as an example, you starting out in this business, what kind of budget did you have when you first started out?
My budget was less than 10,000. I think I spent about somewhere around 8, probably. I mean, and I used a card for it. You know, straight up, I put it on a credit card, and I was like, you know, I'm going to pay it off. I'm going to earn it back, or it's going to pay for itself, or I'm going to have to pay for it one way or the other. But that's how it's going to happen. And you know, nothing happens unless something moves. So that something was me. I had to move. So, you know, I learned as a teenager, I guess, doing the parking lots I did as a teenager, that you can do this stuff with some squeegees, some brooms, and some buckets. That's not the easy way to do it. It's not a very profitable way to do it unless you just have an excess of free time, because it takes a long time to do it and it's very backbreaking. The right equipment makes it go so much faster, and it is not backbreaking to do. But I mean, you can see what we've got. We've graduated up to a pretty fancy rig, 750-gallon tank, air sprayer, you know, compressor, spray bar, all the things like that.
Full service pro.
Right.
That's awesome.
But what we started with, I initially ordered from Asphalt Kingdom. It was an AK-230, which I thought was more than I'd ever need. And it turned out we outgrew it pretty quick. Within the first 6 months, we had outgrown that. I ordered a one crack fill machine, the RY10 Pro, I think is the number on it. We use. I've also got 3 more crack fill machines now, so we run a total of 4, because I didn't know it was going to be that we were going to be getting requests to fill cracks like 10,000 feet at a time. So it turned out, you know, okay, well, let's put 4 machines out there, 3 guys, in 2 days we'll get it all done. You know, 4 guys and 4 machines and knock it all out quicker. So, but that's kind of what that grew into. And line striping, I bought the Titan. It was a small one, and it's mostly
Powerliner 850.
Sports field. Yeah, I can't remember the number, but it's mostly used for sports fields. Anyway, I gave that one away to a relative that's in Texas that's also starting up in the business. It's actually my cousin's son, but I gave him that machine to help him get started, because we no longer use it. We now operate the Gracos, and we operate, what do we got? 3 paint machines and 1 machine to remove lines. We've grown to about 9 trucks, which is not huge by anybody.
And that is incredible.
That is incredible.
But... And in regards to one.
Say again.
Sorry, we had a little connection issue, but that's cool. We're good. I want to get something to the people that are newbies getting involved with the business or considering. I think it's really important, because we're wanting to really hold the industry standard up as high as we can, right? And so,
Absolutely.
you know, I guess, you know, we don't want people starting in the industry that are gonna tarnish it. And I think we have a responsibility to share the information to help people get off on the right foot. And so what would be your number one tip to a newbie, or advice to a newbie that's considering getting involved with the business?
Be a pro, even though I'm not a good video camera operator, I guess. But at what you're doing, if you're going to do it professionally. Be a pro at everything you're doing. Be, you know, I mean, everything from, you know, we got shirts and branding on ourselves and on our equipment. How you present yourself to your customers. You know, you don't want to just go in and be a guy that, you don't want to be a smooth, fast talker. You just want to talk to people and educate people on what it is you can do for them. They're coming to you because they've got a problem they need to solve. And you're a problem solver. And just take that approach and be professional about it. Be yourself.
Such good advice, such good advice. And, you know, at Top Contractor School, we're trying to do that as well. You know, in a lot of cases, you know, you might not come from a blueprint or background of knowing how to sell properly or how to have the proper operations associated with a business. So what we're trying to do at Top Contractor School and with our social communities is really help people understand what it's like to be a pro, and then we can hold each other accountable, right? And that's
Absolutely.
really something that's important. Yeah. Man, Kenneth, listen, I appreciate your time more than you know. I know people watching appreciate your time too. And I'm just so excited for your growth, and I appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this journey with you and watching your guys in the background. Let me wave to them, man. Let me wave to them.
All right.
Let me say, hey.
That's how he likes to
Right
see
on.
it. He covers
Right
everything.
on. Yeah, I do too when I'm spraying, for sure. That's great.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, man, I appreciate your service, man, for all of us. And in addition, man, congratulations on all your success, and looking forward to doing a catch up on our next interview, hopefully in about a year's time, man.
Okay, thanks, Judd. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, have a beautiful day. I'll touch base a little later by phone.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you later, man. Thanks. Bye.
See you, brother. Bye.